Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great break. I just wanted to send you a little video out while we're on break of something that we would have learned about had you been in class. And they are two holiday traditions, one being Santa Lucia, which is a traditional Scandinavian holiday around Christmas, and the other one is Hanukkah. So first I'm going to talk to you about Santa Lucia, or Lucia, Saint Lucy. There are a lot of names for it, but Santa Lucia is a tradition that originated in Sweden, and it is about a woman who was sainted. Her name is Saint Lucia because she used to bring food to the poor and the prisoners way, like in the 16th century, a long time ago. And she did it without any selfishness. She just felt that these people needed to eat just like we did, and she got punished for it. People didn't like that she was doing that. They thought, these people are poor, these people are prisoners, just let them die hungry. So anyway, we celebrate her on the 13th of December. If you are Swedish or Scandinavian, you might celebrate this at home. A lot of people who live in Minnesota are Scandinavian, so it is pretty popular in the Twin Cities or in Minnesota itself. We actually have the American Swedish Institute, which I know I talked to you about when we did the dollar horses, and it's a great place to go to right now. I think you probably have to have an appointment if they are open, but it's a great place to go. And remember, I told you that they hide those little tomtins. The little tomtin they showed you is about this little, and they have all the rooms are decorated in different holiday decorations, and you have to find the little tomtin in each room. And there's also a tomtin house there, and lots of a really great gift shop. So anyway, Santa Lucia again was based off of Lucia, who selfishly gave food to the poor. And when she would bring food to the poor, her hands were full, and it was very dark time of year, as it is with us right now. So she would put a wreath made with lingonberry leaves, and then she'd put candles in her wreath on her head. And that's how she would see as she'd go from person to person, bringing them food. So now, these days, in Sweden, they actually, in their schools, in their preschools, in their churches, they all have a Saint Lucia celebration. And what that is the kids all get to dress up. So on the morning of Saint Lucia, or the day before, sorry, everybody in the family pretty much bakes. And they bake two things. They bake pepparkakor, which is like gingerbread. They're like ginger biscuits. They bake those. And they also bake something called lussekatta, or saffron buns. And saffron buns are called lussekatta. Lussekatta means Lucia cat, because they think that the buns look like the tail, a curled up tail of a cat. So they bake those things the day before, and then the next morning, the oldest girl dresses up like Santa Lucia, and she wears a white robe with a red sash around her waist, and then the lingonberry wreath with the candles in it. Now these days we don't put real candles in because flames are dangerous, so they're usually battery operated. If there's another girl in the family, then she also wears a white gown, but she wears a tinsel sash and a tinsel wreath around her head. And the boys in the family get to be Star Boy, and they also wear a white gown, but they get to wear a really cool, like it looks like a wizard's hat, but it's white and it's got stars on it. And they also get to wear or hold a stick with a star at the end of it. I'll show you a picture of that. And when they do the celebrations, they also have people who dress up. See the, I'm sorry, the light's coming in the classroom really weird. They have the people dressed in red are supposed to be Santa Claus, and the kids here are dressed as gingerbread men. So this is the celebration, and see how they have more Lucias with the candles in their head, and they sing the song Santa Lucia. If once you hear it, you'll probably be like, oh yeah, I know that song. But before they go and do their performances at the school, the kids the next morning on the 13th of December wake up they make coffee for their parents, and they get a tray full of coffee and the Lucia, that's a better picture, and the pepperkaker, and they put it on a tray, and they bring it into their parents, and they wake them up with it. And then once your parents are awake, then it's a tradition to go to neighbors or grandparents or friends' house and bring the saffron buns and the ginger cookies, because that's kind of like being like St. Lucia and sharing the wealth of food so nobody goes hungry. So that's all about St. Lucia. The other girls, if there are other girls in your family, they are the maids. The maids are the ones with the tinsel. And we celebrated on the 13th also because nights get shorter or longer at this time of year, and that kind of symbolizes the longest, darkest winter nights and how Santa Lucia brought light to those dark nights by helping the poor. The other thing you see a lot during Santa Lucia is the Julebak, and the Julebak is a goat. It's a goat that is traditionally made of straw, and it's just a very traditional Christmas ornament or decoration this time of year in Sweden. So that is what St. Lucia is all about. And next I'm going to talk about Hanukkah.